Okay, I hope this is live. I know we're not live on YouTube. I mean on Discord yet, but I just gotta make sure this works first. Okay, that looks good. Time to announce live stream. Wee wah wee woo. Hello. Oh. It should be streaming VR chat. Let me know when it works proper. There we go. I think. Yeah, I think we're good now. Probably. We'll give it a minute before we properly start. I like to give Hapus a chance to get in before we start talking about anything crazy, you know? But yeah. As for topics and all that jazz this time around, we got a couple things we can definitely talk about, which we will. While saying that, though, welcome to here. I'm tired as fuck. But yeah. We seem to be good on YouTube, and we seem to be good on Discord, too. Hello, Katori. Hello, Nitty. Hello. But yeah. It was streaming your Steam VR tab. Is it still working? Is it still not working, or does it work now? I'll check. Nope, still not working. Here, I'll do this, cause VR chat's a little bitch baby sometimes. I'll just share the whole screen. Why not? Fuck it, dude. This'll work, I know that much. Alrighty. We should be good. We look good on YouTube. We're good on fucking wherever the hell, Discord, Pog. There's a lot of people watching, too. So anyway, welcome to here. As for what our topic's going to be this podcast, that's a great question. I did not plan anything this podcast. Not a single piece of written documentation, nothing. It's going to be a good old classic, what the fuck's happening? Well, we'll figure it out as we go along, I guess. Sure, Pixel, why not? You can join in. But, yeah. Let's fix my audio real quick. Wow, there we go. There's 7 on YouTube, and there's 15 in Discord. That's a lot of Hapus, man. Okay, we should be good. I think we're fixed. We're fine. But yeah, welcome everybody to Hapu Foundation podcast episode. I have no fucking clue anymore. But yeah, we'll let Pixel talk about his and Nitty's version of the police world, and then we'll talk about the police a little bit. I don't have too much to talk about myself. I've been busy with real life stuff the past couple weeks, so I haven't been too active in the sense of development. But yeah, you're very small.
Yes, I'm only a little muff.
I guess I can do this. The camera doesn't really focus. Hello.
I'm liking this avatar.
Bro, I'm loving this avatar. I need to find someone to commission so I can get some stuff done with it. Looks dope. But I guess we can start with police stuff because we don't really have much else to talk about. Oh, actually, no. What we'll talk about first is let's pull some stuff up real quick. Wow. So let's see. I got you guys your favorite bullshit. I don't know why so many Hapus like this, but let's see. The Hapu Foundation has 2,648 members. That's pretty fucking cool, considering what that graveyard purge was a month ago, and that was like 70 people. So it's pretty cool to see the number doubled. That's fucking crazy. It's a lot of people, man. Looking at it, the daily messages are popping off still. I can't even count. Maybe 1.5 to 2,000 daily messages. Something around there. Which, holy fuck, man. That's just crazy. I mean, I guess you can join. But yeah. As for all that jazz, the other stats never change. Top members, top channels. Top members for messages is myself with 53,000 messages, Rat with 44, and Benji with 44. The top channels... Oh, my tracker strap came off. Yeah, top channels is General, the current one anyway, with 677,000 messages. Mute General with 164,000, and Poi with 35,000. It's a shitload. Jeez. Let's see. Voice. Top members is Spectral with 312,000, Dark with 300,000, and Ultra with 250,000. Top channels is General 1 with 158,000 minutes, Raid 1 with 1.5 million, and then General 2 with 1 million. Wow. And then I guess we can talk about world stuff too. Oh. Well, I guess we could have talked about world stuff, but I just got logged out on everything VR chat related. Oh well. I guess you don't get those kinds of stats this podcast. That sucks. I wonder why it logged me out. Oh well, not like it matters or anything. Let's see. Huh. Anywho, we'll let these two Hapus talk about shit, but before we do, I'm gonna take a sip of water that way I don't interrupt. Alright, the two of you can work your magic, talk about what you want to talk about.
Well, today we first officially released the still work in progress police homeworld. So for the past week, myself, Nighty, and the Ziva, if you guys are familiar with Ziva, we've been working on the project to make the actual world.
Hell yeah.
They can't hear us in Poicast chat.
Oh yeah, that's right, because it's
Instead
not
of the can't hear
streaming
us.
the, yeah, that's my bad here. Let's try that again, round 2. Sorry about that. I don't know why stream's being such a little bastard. Hold on. It should be streaming...
I think it's because you're sharing your whole screen
Well,
rather
it
than
is.
VR chat itself.
It is, but VR chat's not wanting to stream.
You know what Discord's like.
Yeah, okay. Did it work that time? Are things good?
It's all just a black screen at the moment on my end.
Bro, this is fucked up. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do, because Discord doesn't want to be cooperative right now. I'll just unmute both of you in Discord. Let's see, there's you, and then there's you.
So, you should be able to hear me now.
Yeah. You're
Right,
both unmuted.
what we were saying before, until technology goes brr. Basically, for the past week, myself, Nighty, and the Ziva, if you're familiar with the Ziva, we've been working on a new homeworld for the police, which is currently still work in progress. But if you do have community labs enabled in your VR chat, it's a simple, go into settings and enable it there. And you'll be able to visit it if you like. there's still a bit of a few bugs and things that need fixing, but some of the stuff we've been doing, we've created a training hall. We got some interrogation rooms, staff rooms. The main three people like a bit of admiral, which would be you, Blaze. You got your own office in there.
Pog.
Colby, Eslow's got their own office,
Hell yeah.
and we've currently got a work in progress mini office for Crispy at the moment with his fridge and his jars of souls in there.
Hell yeah, dude. I heard there's a mouse police officer infesting the walls. Is this rumor true? Do you
It
have
may be
any
true.
officer rats hiding, scurrying in the walls?
There's a dot. Well, to answer your question there, there's a bit of there is a lamp in the interrogation room, so it's quite dark, and there's a one-way mirror in there to give it more intimidation. I accidentally spelt interrogation wrong, but instead of spelling it right, it says interrogation, and it was
Bruh.
quite comedic. So we
Understandable.
just kept it like that.
So if anybody yells at us for bad spelling, it's intentional. God bless. I'm sure that'll happen at some point. I remember with the Ryad channels.
We've got a
Oh
shooting
my
range
God.
and stuff. We've got a shooting range in there. We do plan to add more things in the future, but sometimes things go through with raids, etc. And we've literally been working non-stop for the past week on this world.
It looks pretty good. It's a hell of a lot more than I got done in a year world-wise, so congrats. It looks pretty solid. It's definitely not my vision of the world, and that's totally fine. One day we're gonna have ourselves some janky-ass dark abyssal bullshit, but for now, it's pretty cute, man. It fits with the officers. It's a good world. So good shit to the both of you. You got
Thank
that
you,
shit
thank
going
you.
fast, and it's pretty cute. I'll give you that much.
Along the way, I've learnt Unity a lot more along the
Hell
way.
yeah,
So
dude.
Yeah, same. May
Because
I
Unity does go
say a
through.
line?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to say a huge thank you to all the players that supplied us with the needed assets and characters and everything that we put into that world. Dehori gave us some scripts, Nekazan gave us the characters, of course. A huge thank for Bess for the emotional help.
Support.
Yeah,
Emotional
of
support.
him. And we got so much stuff from the community and from ourselves, especially the Zyva. He helped us out a lot.
Hell yeah,
It's a
dude.
pretty nice project, and I just love this communal work.
Bro, that's awesome.
You probably giggle at this, but literally the reason why this world became a thing is I was literally lying in bed and thought to myself, oh, the Poilies don't have a world, I'll make one. And that's where it started.
That's
And I've seen
awesome.
Pixel create a world and was like, hey, count me in.
That's awesome, dude. That's top tier. I love that shit. Just fucking laying in bed one night and you're like, huh, let's fucking do this shit, dude. That's awesome. Pog to the both of you then.
Toilets were blocked.
Yeah, everyone that worked just had so much commitment to this police world. We finished it off before training started to be workable, that everyone
Hell yeah.
can go into the world and do stuff in there.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I just got a DM on Discord. Also, thank you to Coco for yelling at us the whole time when he found errors.
Understandable.
We're still fairly sort of new to actually world building, but we're progressing. A lot of help for those who've said this. There's an error here, there's an error there, such as Colby. We got Eslo. Have been the main helps with pointing up them out, and obviously Coco. Who's been the main helps with helping us fix errors and what bugs have got what.
Are you having some flux? Is everything okay?
I'm
I think you're fluxing.
I've fallen and I can't get up. Wow.
to give him some WD-40.
I got caught on my tracker and I fell over myself. You can continue.
Well, yeah. If anyone does have any suggestions for certain things we can do, and look, we got some placeholder posters, so if anyone would like to make some little posters for the world, you're welcome. Send it to myself or Note through DMs.
I wanted to talk about the posters. Currently, there's a lot of very grey posters in the world that have a text on them that was written in literally paint. And it's basically a thing for every player to submit any kind design of cool police poster. It just has to be kinda in the police theme and like not too overly done. And hey, if it looks good and gets approved by the rest of the council in the Discord server, we're gonna join that stuff into the world.
If it's good with you, we could possibly hold a mini competition.
Sure. Just
This could be
talk
cool.
to Eslo about that.
Yeah, sure. Just gonna yell at Eslo after the podcast.
Do it. Also, my right hand disconnected when I fell, and I would have to restart to fix it, so you can just have a broken me for the rest of the podcast. That's fine.
Oh no.
Bro, I can't believe I got tripped up on my fucking tractors. Not tractors, trackers.
Looks like your wrist is snapped.
Tractors.
It looks like your wrist is snapped from my point of view.
Yes. That's okay. But yeah, so police stuff's been pretty interesting. I would have Eslo talk about stuff, but I don't know where Eslo is. While saying that though, yeah, they've been doing some stuff, man. The three of you, well, I guess there's three of you mainly working on it, have gotten a lot done, and I mean, it's pretty cute, man. I'm interested to see how it goes, and with the whole police training, I heard that went on for pretty long. I heard it went really well, but I heard it went on for a long time.
I could talk about the first batch of training, of course, in
Yeah.
no authority way, since I just participated and wasn't part of any decision stuff. But yes, the first batch of officers gone yesterday and today through the training, and are now officially police in training. Means soon there's probably gonna be more development in the police world when it comes to active officers.
Hell yeah.
Really looking forward to point roles. But yes, the playlist is just amazing. Everyone that is interested in roleplay should probably join. Not gonna lie. It is amazing.
Hell yeah,
We have
dude.
got 151 visits so far in that world.
Ah, that's
It's
cool.
only been public today. So
Oh, hell
people
yeah.
have been rising to it.
That's cool.
Oh yes, so many randoms already joined the world when I was in a public instance of the police world, and there's a lot of interested people I see.
I don't know if I should... Well, I guess it doesn't matter if I say this or not, but the way that I knew that world got up was because I got some messages about it from other communities. So it's kind of interesting to see what's going to happen there, because ultimately our roleplay is very lenient, but very different from all of the other ones out there. So with the Hapus coming into the policing sphere, we're definitely a wild card. And I knew from the beginning when we decided we were going to have police officers that, well, it was going to be a pretty big deal. And I think it still very much applies. So we'll have some, I think we'll have some eyes from other police communities, especially going forward. So I think all of the views and interactions in that world are not unfounded. And I think it'll only get bigger and bigger as time goes on. Especially when fucking officers can actually start, like, ooga-boogaing their way around kidnapping people there. Fucking, something that I thought would be kind of cute would be, so you know you have that little boardroom where you stand and, you know, you take that picture. I was never a big fan of that stuff in the first place, but if we're gonna do that, we could always have, like, I don't know, maybe Steve's holding up the board, or have a more abyssal theme to it. I don't know. Random high thoughts from Blaze thinking about thinking about the police world now.
With a mugshot board.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
a very good idea. I personally put in the mugshot board, so it's very broken right now, understandably. And giving the whole thing an abyssal theme would be kind of amazing. I
That'd
would
be
really
cool.
love to include the abyss in the mugshot thing more and more.
Hell yeah.
Yes, that's a good thing. I'm gonna write it down in the to-do list.
Pog. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else police-wise to talk about. So, we've got a world, which is fucking awesome. That means officers can do a hell of a lot more stuff. And then we have ourselves a lot of different versions of officers. We have Neko-san's versions, which are both Quest compatible and PC compatible. We have our versions, which I need to make more variations. I know I haven't. I've been doing things unrelating to Hapus lately. But, yeah, so there's a lot there. And I'll make a couple more variations of the existing officer base for the different titles. That way there's a little bit more distinction. And eventually we'll add Steve toggles. I know we talked about doing Steve radios at one point, which would be like little handheld fucking walkie-talkies that would be like translators for us. But the original thing that I always really liked, like back when I first became a Hapu, one of my friends, Axis, he used a giant fucking Steve as a communicator, so it kind of skirts the lore a little bit of Hapu's not being able to talk because it's the Steve. But anyway, so that's how we'll let the leadership communicate, the patrol leaders. I know I brought that up, but I thought I would just bring that up again since, we got the avatars behind us and we're talking about it all. What else to talk about police-wise? I don't know, there's definitely a lot to go in some areas, but the police training's gone pretty well by the looks of it. I went through the documentation and it looks pretty good. I approved it before we did it, but overall it looks really good. It looks like everybody had a lot of fun while we were doing it. I know Eslo enjoyed himself a lot. We did it on his birthday, if memory serves right, which that was pretty cool too, man. As for other police stuff, I'm trying to think what else there is to talk about right now. Let's see. I think we talked about everything Avatar world related, right? I can't think of anything else Avatar or world related to talk about right now. The updated Avatar world, I played around with it a little bit. I still don't know what the fuck's wrong with it. I know Jarno's looking at it and was thinking about adding more people. So we'll see what happens there. As for other developments, I haven't really worked on too much documentation. Like, I haven't worked on the police mandates or anything this week. Haven't really written much down. I've been, doing real life stuff, busy with that. So I don't have much to talk about when it comes to lore or written material.
Squire
Trying to
tryouts.
That's
Mentioned
true.
by Octane.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have all the information about Squire tryouts and on hand, like the dates and all of that. If one of you two want to pull it up.
Yeah, I can mention it because being a Guardian, I've got a bit of knowledge. Monday we'll be having the first batch of Squire tryouts, so that will be the current slot that we are now, and the slot that's next. So this one would be. I can still not memorise what each slot is called, to be honest with you.
Me too.
But I'll just know it as time zone time. So I'll know it's 8 p.m. UK time, and then it would be 5 a.m. UK time would be the time slots for me, at least.
Same. That's
And
how
then
I do them too.
It's the same time slots for Wednesday as well. So if anyone's interested, feel free to drop Ash a message if you'd like to become a Squire.
Totally, dude. That's something we could certainly talk about. Sorry, my throat's all burnt up. But yeah, so when it comes to Squire tryouts, that's...
Find and hunt. Thank you, Smecko.
Yeah, find and hunt, and then there's fucking other one? I always get lost on the names. I'm so bad with names and birthdays. Anyway, so let's talk about that a little bit. Staff stuff. So when it comes to squires, for anyone who's not aware, squires are basically our in-game helpers. Guardians being our in-game moderation, the raid leaders, and squires being essentially their helpers. Not full in-game moderation, but they're supposed to be there to help out if they need to. But yeah, squires are pretty straightforward. You just help the guardians when it comes to raid responsibilities. So if anybody's interested, message Ash. We could always use more help, more raid staff. Whether it's squires and eventually maybe becoming a guardian, or maybe on the route of moderation with being a watcher. There's definitely a lot of staff positions we could always use more help with. And if you're interested if you're interested for becoming staff for the police as well, we definitely have a lot of roles that need to be filled, both Discord moderation with watchers and roles that are going to have to be filled over time from being in the police itself, being an officer. So there's definitely a lot to look out for when it comes to role-wise, and especially, what's the word that I'm looking, activity-wise. With the police becoming active, that opens up a lot, because we have a lot made for it that we haven't been able to use up until this point, such as situations or otherwise that we've only touched on a little bit with, like, say, the VIP tours and some of the more basic stuff. So there's going to be a lot of fun there. And with the police being a thing, that means we could also start playing with the mafia a little bit. We do have a lot of models that we can use for roleplay. All it takes is ultimately someone to make it happen, plan it out, and to host it. So we'll see how things end up going, especially with the police being so, I guess the word would be new with operating, because it's not technically 100%. We're still short a whole bunch of stuff. But it's to the point where you're going to see officers on the streets pretty soon. And they're going to be able to do it with more or less autonomy without oversight from, say, leadership. That's going to be pretty scary and pretty interesting. That's one of the reasons why the training really hit home, what it did. Because ultimately, we're putting ourselves in a position we've never been in before, interacting with the VR world in a way that's very different for us. Letting people go out into the world as pseudo-representatives of our community in police roleplay form. It definitely brings up a lot of potential concerns and scary thoughts, but we've done our best to make sure that there's no abuses of power and that everybody understands what we want ultimately. Because the police are supposed to be, at least the officers, are supposed to be very fun and goofy and lighthearted, still roleplay and still 100% within our ideology and beliefs, but anyway. I think it's going to be dope. I think it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm pretty excited to see how it ultimately all develops because it's so different for us. And there's not too many active police communities. There's maybe 3. So we're definitely entering a sphere that's very saturated as is, but every community brings their own roleplay to the table in some form, whether it's minor changes or big ones. And I see our police roleplay as being pretty different and just so lenient in comparison. I think we're going to see a lot of good come out of it, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to see all the janky bullshit we do, all the adorable little fuckers going around, kidnapping people, giving head pats. It's definitely something that's going to be developed as we go a hell of a lot more too. Because you never know, maybe something happens that we haven't planned for in the rules. That's one of the fun things about all this. There's so many variables that we've just never had to experience or consider. So it's definitely a wild ride. But I can't think of too much more to bring up when it comes to the police stuff. Is there anything else from either of you that we should bring up when it comes to the police?
I was going to mention what Lethem just said. He said, in quote, after the IPD is done, it'd be fun to maybe add a Hoppu hospital and then a Hoppu fire department. I can just imagine little
little
Phoenix running around with them wooden stretchers.
It takes like 4 Fennecs to lift one normal-sized Hapu. You gotta have one on each arm of the stretcher carrying it on top of their like head or some shit.
That would be great.
That would be awesome, dude. Holy shit. I would be so happy to see that. I don't
Exactly
know.
like this, no, just the ones with the 2 poles and like the sheet in the middle.
So I guess I'll talk about that. If that ever happened, it would not be its own community. If we ever did something like that, it would be a part of the APD as a sub-faction. Like, for instance, the Psychers were originally supposed to be our telepathic-esque medics. They were designed somewhat off of the Stellaris psionics, which isn't really something good to base things off of because of... Anyway, so the idea there was really cool, but I'm not sure how we'll actually do something like that in practice. There's some written material for it, but I'm not really interested in a fire department or medical thing, especially at this stage. Maybe like way the fuck down the line, but like there's so many other things to think about. But sorry, I haven't eaten anything yet. My stomach's giving me the rumblies. But is there anything else we need to talk about police-wise? I can't think of anything.
The only thing I could think of is if suggestions for what we could add to the world, feel free to drop us a DM.
Yeah,
If there's any
so
suggestions.
totally. If you guys want to, see anything added to the world, anything broken, or anything at all, feel free to text either Nitty or Pixel. I'm sure you guys are gonna have a fun time with all that. I don't think you'll find too much jank, more than the usual.
Apart from Unity being
there's-
janky.
There's a lot of jank. I'm so happy that most people didn't see most of the jank that already happened. Just to give you one example right now, in the police worlds there's keypads. Those are not working right now, and if you press the wrong code into the buttons, the half of the doors on the map just disappear.
That's awesome.
And one
That's
thing that
awesome.
happened with Unity, baking the lighting. For those who know what baking is, but if you don't know, baking is basically a way to set up the light, generate lighting within the world. And Ziva was baking the lighting, and then his PC blue screened.
That's fucking
So-
awesome.
Not for his PC. F to Zivis PC.
F.
So
But
that's
If you have
something we had to deal with.
anything, please DM me and Pixel. We are actively looking for stuff to improve the world and make it the perfect police world to do police stuff in.
Totally, dude. Pog.
I was just envisioning if we ever had like police cars going about. I can just imagine Puka instead of having sirens, Puka hanging head out the window screaming "wee woo wee woo."
Like a dog in the wind with their tongue out. That'd be funny. That'd be great. If we ever had the Hapu police cars, it would literally just be like a Hapu hiding in a Steve's mouth or something. It would be something random like that. We thought about Hapu transports, and the way that Abyssals do it in Kantai Collection, at least seemingly, is using Steve's as transportation, at least in most regard. So there's been a thought of how we would actually do that. And I still love the idea of, like, you could have a Steve, like, transport that could hold a shitload of officers, and you could just do you could do dead-ass, like, fucking ambushes with a whole horde of Hapus hiding in a Steve. I love all those thoughts. We'll see if those ever come
I
true,
could
though.
see if I can find them. Crispy, maybe find some floppy disks and stick them on the desk in the server room.
Bro, that's just nailing the head on the fucking nail, hitting it right there. Bro, giving him floppy disks. Crispy's not, well, I can't say he's not that old, because that's wrong, but still, that's like calling an older person ancient. Jeez. But yeah, for police stuff, I can't really think of much more that we haven't covered. I think we're pretty good on that department. As for other stuff to discuss, as I've said already, I haven't really been too proactive. Is there anything that we need to talk about that I haven't thought of so far? Can't think of anything.
Well, there is the thing of like Pixel getting married next week. That could
Yeah,
be
it's
a
a week
thing.
today.
Ah, yeah. So
The
roleplay
ping went out
wedding.
earlier. Reminder. Ping went out earlier.
Yeah,
It's the marriage between myself and Snivy.
that'll be fun. It's on the 5th, right?
The 6th. It's
Oh, the 6th.
exactly a week today.
Okay, the 6th. I have the thing somewhere. But cool, that'll be fun.
Pastor
Roleplay wedding,
Blaze.
man. Pastor Blaze. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna be ooga booga caveman noises. I'm gonna forget the script. I'm gonna forget the names. I'm gonna forget the rings. And somehow I'm gonna do it all while being upside down and speaking in tongues. It's gonna be a fucking bop, man. We're gonna have so many little janky midgets flying around doing hapu shit. I bet there's gonna be a horde of Fennecs that just eat everybody's kneecaps, you know? Takes the ankles of everyone. It's gonna be
Before
fun.
the ceremony starts, you just turn around. There's a fennec just sitting in the wedding cake.
Yeah, fucking Fennecs infested the wedding cake. All you see is a bunch of little heads and tails sticking out of it. Jeez. But yeah, so that'll be fun. That'll be real cool. Wedding time, boys. What else is there to bring up?
The only other thing that was put in topics was quest raids.
We can talk about quest raids a little bit. I haven't been doing them, so I don't have much merit to talk about them outside of plans, but so I'll do that in a second.
We still, I can speak for Crispy here, but we still, for those who are guardians who are in this podcast area, we're still looking for some staff to actually run the quest raids.
Totally.
So if you are a guardian out there, feel free to message Crispy about that to possibly become a warden. That's the official title for a quest raid leader.
Yeah, so there were a few reasons that I wanted to differentiate guardians and wardens, but ultimately, you know, there's been a lot of interest in the quest section of the community. Of course, you know, quest is a very popular platform, and you know, there's a lot of new quest hapus since we've started supporting it. And I know there's a lot of people who want more activity for quest, and I want people to understand why that's so hard for us to do. Because, you know, we do a lot of activities as is. Every day, pretty much, we do something. And we only have so many staff, you know? We've always been understaffed. And it's because we grow so fucking big, and, you know, it takes the right kind of people to do what we need. And that can be hard to find sometimes. So, yeah, for any of the Guardians who are interested, of course, you know, we could always use more quest rating staff. And if one day we have enough staff for quest, maybe we could do even more events for them. But as it stands right now, you know, we take what you can, you know. We can't give it much more attention than we have right now. And in the future, I think there's going to be a lot more invested into it. Just, you know, if you're interested in it, you could definitely put the put your mouth where the money is, or put the money to the mouth. How does that saying go? Anyway, and consider joining up with
Where your mouth
the.
is.
I think that's how
That's
it
the one.
goes. But yeah, and maybe consider joining the squires and going down a path for, you know, warden or guardian, because that's ultimately our biggest issue right now for doing more events like that. It's just staff. It's hard to cover everything as is, let alone expand our events. But yeah, when it comes to quest stuff, the world's pretty cool. The community itself seems pretty good, pretty interesting, and it seems like there's a lot of people interested in it. Just when it comes to activities, you know, it's just definitely hard to do all of these different things with our current size. So in the future, you could definitely expect more. Just not too much right now. Wow. I'm too tired. Are there any other topics or questions y'all would like to bring up? Anything else anyone would like to suggest or mention? I'm down to...
Crispy mentioned about official schedules for Quest Hunt Ride should be made.
Yeah, there definitely should be. I've been looking into different ways to do the schedule too, because I dislike the idea that it's not automatically converted per your time slot, like your time zone. So I'm probably going to redo how the schedule works, but not times or anything, just how it's all presented and formatted, because I want it to be automatic so we don't have to have all the fucking EST and fucking GMT bullshit. Anyway, I'm going off. So yeah, totally, that's something that we'll have to do. I think that also goes hand in hand with needing more staff as well. But we definitely need to look into having consistent quest raids, as it's something that, you know, I've talked about supporting it for a long time, even when, oh my god, nobody wanted to support Quest for the longest time, and neither did I to a degree, but we started adopting it and started considering it a lot earlier than most, and Quest is really hard. It's really hard to adopt and work for in the sense of how we do things, so you definitely have to adapt to the environment, and I think we've done a pretty good job thus far. Is there anything else anyone would like us to bring up? I know there's not much content for this podcast, and I feel a little bad not having too much to talk about, but I just really didn't have too much to bring up. Not too much that I've personally been involved with. There's been a lot going on, but as I've mentioned earlier, I've been busy with real life, so other members of the staff have been filling in, doing a lot more. Like Eslo's been working a lot. I know Crispy's been doing a lot. So everybody's been pitching in their fair share while I've been doing other things. So we'll definitely have to have more of the leadership on the podcast next time, since they're way more in the know about things than I am, at least right this moment. So while saying that, I think we're done with police stuff. I can't think of much else. When it comes to, say, like, I'll bring up Abyssal Order real quick. I haven't written anything lately for that. I haven't done very much there. So overall, there's not too much more to discuss. There's going to be more next week, but right now there's just not enough time myself to be informed about what's been going on. So anyway, I think we've had a pretty good podcast. It's been pretty informative when it comes to the police stuff especially. And I'll just say it again, man, I'm so excited. It's been a year of wanting to do this, and now we're finally getting places, doing things, man. I'm so excited to see Hapu officers on the streets. I'm really excited to watch our roleplay develop, and it's definitely going to develop quickly as our officers go out in the streets, and as, you know, the roleplay is tested. I'm sure a lot's going to change pretty quickly. We're going to have to figure out right from wrong, and you know, with as much interest as I've seen from other communities, I'm just really interested to see how it's going to differ from everyone, and really how it's going to be received by not only the VR citizens, but other communities as well. So we'll just have to see how everything plays out, you know, and anywho, thank you to everybody for watching, and for Nitty and Pixel for coming on and talking about police stuff, and for working on the world, man. That shit's sick. Anything you two would like to say?
Gonna work always for the Hapus.
Hell yeah,
Always
dude.
gonna work for the Hapus. Hey. And good luck to everybody in the next few Square tryouts. I'm gonna be there as well. Counting
Hell
on you
yeah.
all.
Hell yeah, dude.
Last thing I'm going to say is pat for everyone. Head pats for all.
Bruh. You fuckers better help each other during the Squire tryouts. No one person is better than anyone else. Everyone's equal.
Hell yeah, I wanna especially see Best succeeding in the Square tryouts. Ayo, Best, this goes to you, my boy.
Is my audio back? Audio 1, 2. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, my headset has an issue. I'm getting a new index either tomorrow or the day after, and then I'm sending my current one in, and they're gonna send me a new one too. I'm gonna have 2 indexes, boys. But yeah, welcome to all that jazz, man. I'm excited for Squire tryouts. I'm excited to see the world stuff. So thank you too for joining me, and for everyone who's going to be doing the Squire tryouts. Hey man, good luck. I'm excited to see more of you and the staff, and I'm going to be around a hell of a lot more, man. Especially with my new headset coming in, I'm going to be around a fuckload starting February 1st. So I can't wait to join more raids and be around in more activities, do more stuff, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. I've had a fun time with this podcast. Hopefully you guys were able to glean some information, and that's it. I think we can end it here. So, poi, thank you guys for watching.
Poi,
Go
poi.
have some fun. I'm going to go make food.
Goodbye,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
everyone.
Have a good one. And you make yourself